Do you want to skyrocket your sales and maximize your profit? Mastering the act of pricing your product properly is the key to achieving this. Now, let me tell you something about Jane, software designer who spent a lot of time programming and creating software. But you know what happened? It's not about creating the software after the whole time that she put into working and coding and creating her software. The day of launching the product finally came. That was when she discovered that she didn't know what to charge, how much to charge, and how to even go about pricing her products. Yes, you can guess it. Definitely at the end of the day, she noticed that her sales was not up to her target, and not only that, she didn't have a lot of customers to buy the product because of one or two things. The first thing was that at a point she priced the product too high, and later she decided to bring the product down and she brought it too low. So in that case, she was just not getting it, and that product launch failed. Now, proper pricing strategy is going to help you in your product launch so that you can maximize your profit and skyrocket your sales. Now, let me walk you through 7 strategies on how you can literally price your products. This product pricing strategy guide is going to be a guide that you will need in order for you to make up to 100k per month in your products. As far as you can follow this step, then you are good to go. Now, this is it. When it comes to pricing our products properly and getting the right kind of product strategy, this is what we must consider. And this is the mistake that a lot of people make in the industry. The first thing you must do when it comes to pricing your products, you must go into the market and perform a market research. You have to perform a market research. If not, you will not know what is available in the marketplace. Now, the goal of market research when it comes to pricing your product properly is to help you, give you the insight about the pricing decisions that people are making in the marketplace, so that you now can fix your price with confidence, knowing fully well that you already know what is available in the market and how much people are buying that same product for. So at this point, you are performing what we call market competitive analysis, where you go and check the product of your competitors, how much are they selling it, and how much are people buying it, and what margin are you willing to go up for or down for, depending on the value you are providing to the marketplace. So without doing this market research, you would definitely be like Jane, that finished coding her product, and on the day of the launch, she was confused on how much to launch this product for. Now she decided to put a high price, nobody bought. She brought the price too low, nobody bought. They said this is fake. So you must have a balance, and market research is what provides you with such a balance. The moment you're done with your market research, then you move to this particular step number 2. In step number 2 is where we start having the strategy itself. And in step number 2, we have strategy number 1. So now, what is strategy number 1? Let's quickly look at what strategy number 1 is. The first strategy to implement here is what we call value-based pricing strategy. Now, when you are pricing your product with this particular strategy, you are focusing on key important things. This is it. You are pricing your product based on the value it delivers to the customer, rather than the cost of your production. You are not considering the fact that I made this product with $100, so I want to sell it for $150. That is not what you are considering here. When it comes to this part, you are considering the value your product brings to the market. If your product solve huge amount of problem, large problem, a problem that people are looking forward to solve, you can put your price for product you made with $100 up to $1,500. It does not even matter. What matters is the value of your product. So you can now use this particular strategy to price your product. Like, for instance, I always like to use marriage counselor, because marriage counselor, they literally have the opportunity to charge you any amount, because the cost of divorce is way overwhelming compared to the cost of their services. So they can mark up price for you, right? Because they know that by the time you go into divorce, you lose your child, you lose your home, you lose your wife, and your entire life is destabilized. So that is why this particular model is very, very important, especially if you have specialized niche. If you are into specialized niche, right? You have certain specific skill. So when you are going with this, by aligning your price with the value you provide, you will position yourself as a must-have treasure in the eyes of every customer. So you are not pricing yourself based on what this other coach is pricing, because you know the value, and you must have the ability to articulate the value that you provide to the marketplace. That's what I said. This is very good for services that are specialized based services that have to do with individuality, with uniqueness, with people providing it with their own uniqueness that you cannot get anywhere else. So you can price using this particular strategy. So let's look at step number 3. Step number 3 will lead us to strategy number 2. Now, what is strategy number 2? In strategy number 2, we are effectively looking at cost pricing. Here, this is where you are pricing your product based on how much it costs you to make in the marketplace. Now, when you are doing this, you are paying attention to some key important things. Usually, this has to do with products like service-based products. This usually is around product-based services where you use certain amount of money to create the product. For instance, if you are into bakery, you would need to calculate the cost of buying your flour, the cost of renting, the cost of having people that are working with you. You must put all those stuff in order for you to get your markup price. This is not like the specialized case whereby you are not paying for anything. It's your skill. You are delivering your value in time, and you are marking up the price based on the value. Here, you have to come up with a cost price to really mark up in order for you to come up with the appropriate price. If not, your neighbor that is selling the bread in the next store, same bread or similar type of bread, is going to just be selling and you will not be making any sales. So this one, usually if you have a product-based service, this is what you do. You must calculate and define your profit margin. Make sure you are making profit and you are not too high and you're not too low as well. Yes, usually this is if you're into a commodity-based business. That is what you do. Now, let's not forget, this is strategy number 2. Now, let's look at strategy number 3. Strategy number 3 is competitive pricing. So this is competitive pricing. This is actually when you go to check what your competitors are selling a particular product for. You guys are in the same business, in the same niche, the same type of product. You will go and you will do a research and understand what are they selling this price for. What are they selling this product for? So that you can now price your product accordingly. You are not going to be too high, you are not going to be too low, depending on what your plans are. But in this particular strategy, you are focusing on their own. You are focusing on how much they are selling, irrespective of your profitability, irrespective of whether it's service-based or specialized-based business, does not matter. When you are following this particular strategy, you are focusing on competitive advantage, competitive price advantage in the market. Sometimes you might have to go low, sometimes you might have to decide to do something totally crazy by going extremely high. But here, you are pricing your product here in comparison with what your competitors are pricing theirs. Now, by doing this, it will help you stay ahead and you attract clients. Usually, people do this by making sure that they sacrifice profitability for them to go low. But I've also seen somebody like Alex Hormozi who implement this same thing but doing it the opposite. Go and do and price competitive analysis, but now double your own price. That is a different level entirely. So, and this is the third strategy when it comes to pricing your product in the marketplace that will help you to make huge amount of sales. Now let's look at this. Here we have strategy number 4. It is what we call psychological pricing. This is where you are playing with your psychology in order for you to price. And when it comes to psychological pricing, you are using techniques like charm pricing, decoy pricing to sway customer decision. So at this point, you are using prices that have to do, you see, at the point where you go and use price like 1499. When you use price like that, it plays with somebody's mind. Or you are using 997, right? You are using 497. All those numbers that if you add one number, you will just enter a round figure. Those are charm prices. They work like fire. The second one is decoy. Decoy pricing is when you have 3 different products. You put one extremely high, you put one extremely low, then you will now put one at the middle, and that is exactly what you want people to take action with, right? And you put a lot of features in that particular offer or that particular product or services in the one you want people to go for. And by doing that, you are already priming people's brain to go for the one that you want them to go for, right? And that is how to implement this particular psychological pricing model. Either you are using charm pricing or you are using the decoy pricing. So When you do this, it creates an illusion of value that compels customer to choose your product, right? It will just make customer to just always choose your product at every time, because you are playing with their psychology and how they see pricing and number, and also the product you are offering in the marketplace. Now let's go to strategy number 5. I hope we are not missing our numbers this time around. So this becomes our strategy number 5, tier pricing. Now I said something about tier pricing, but now this will be more elaborate. Now, when it comes to tier pricing, what you are effectively doing is that you are giving customers different options. You are giving customers different options and benefits that will specifically meet different range of customers. So this is not like a decoy here where you are targeting one person to buy one particular product. This time around, you are targeting different range of customers. Okay, if you want to go for monthly, this is monthly. If you want to go for yearly, this is yearly. If you want to go for 1 user, this is 1 user. If you want to go for 5 user, this is 5 user. You are giving people different tier of pricing. Or you want to go with just video on demand, this is the cost. You want to go for video on demand plus coaching, this is the cost. You want to go for video on demand plus coaching and done for you templates, this is the price. So at this point, you are giving your customers different range of price, yes, that will appeal to different categories of people based on their financial capability and based on their need for the value you have to offer to them. So that is it. And by the time you do this, it's going to entice customers with different options, with different capacity when it comes to their finance. And oftentimes, when you get people to start small, you can even upsell them the other packages in the other tier levels. So that is one advantage with this particular strategy. Now, strategy number 6. Strategy number 6 is promotional pricing. That is a very good way of entering the market. Let's say you have a new product, you have a brand new product, and nobody knows you yet. They are not used to you, they don't know you, they don't know your product. This is how you enter the market, with promotional pricing, where you implement temporary price reduction or discount. So, like I said, for brand new products, this is what you do. For old products, but you want to attract new customer, it's also the same strategy that you're going to implement in order for you to get huge amount of sales. Now, when you do this, you're going to boost your sales and create buzz around your products, paving a long-term success for your products, because you've been able to get them to buy the product for a cheaper price. And once they start using your product, they love it, they will continue to use your product. That is why this particular strategy is very, very important. So strategy number 6, which is equal to step number 7, after implementing 1 or 2 or 3 of these strategies, the next thing that you need to start doing is to continue to monitor and adjust, because one strategy might be good when you are starting. It might not be a good idea to continue using that same strategy in your pricing. So that is why you need to always adapt, right? Monitor and make adjustments. Now you're having a new product into the market, you can explore promotion. Now you are no longer new, you can now start giving people different tiers but at a premium price. And when you are pricing, you can begin to use charm pricing or decoy to sway people towards a particular product or offer that is more profitable for you. And you can use any of these strategies to be able to really kill in the game. So here are all the strategies that you need right now if you are introducing a new product to the marketplace, or you have an existing product and you want to target new customer. These are the strategies that you need to follow from step 1 to step 8, and from strategy number 1 to strategy number 6. If you can implement these strategies from strategy number 1 to strategy number 6, I don't have any doubt that you'll be able to make this amount of money, 100K per month, selling your own product. This is not a shocking amount. People are making this amount of money every single month, selling physical products or digital products. Now, if you want to know what type of business or product that you can start right now in 2024 that will help you scale up to this amount, then watch the next video about how I discover top 100 businesses that you can start right now and start making 100K per month. Go watch the video. See you in the next video, guys.